I'm glad that, you know, obviously the girls wasn't in the car. It is an eye-opener to make sure that you start focusing on things that are important to you. Making sure that you set a foundation for your family.
Ha! Man!
We are the strongest, you can't stop it. Tune into the family, yeah, we locked in. Want a little vibe and you got it. Hit the bell so you know when we drop it. Pull it up on YouTube.
What's up, y'all, man? If you've seen the title of this video, it's basically me, really. I just want to kind of, I guess, get into it so that you guys kind of understand what happened, and then some details. It's a story time of the accident. As you know, I got into a car accident, or somebody hit me and caused a car accident, and so I was going to basically explain to y'all some of the details, what happened to me, what's happening to the vehicle, and basically what the future holds after that. In that same process, we are trying to still get work done and push out content for you guys. But I mean, obviously I've had to go to the doctor a few times, and so I'll get into my what actually happened to me. Yeah, whatever, let's get to it. Hey, the people that know me, y'all know. It's hard to express how I really want to say it. I was driving on the street, and I think it was like necessarily midnight. I think I was heading home, and I was driving on this street in the city, obviously. And I came to a stop at a red light. And as I'm sitting at the red light, I'm assuming there must have been two other cars that were right behind me that were actually like sitting at the red light. I don't know if they had been moving or if they were sitting at the red light. I mean, long story short, I'm sitting at the light, and all of a sudden, I feel the truck shift. My arm was thrown into the dash. My hand smacked on the dash really, pretty hard. My pinky, finger, and knuckle, causing trauma to the bone structure in there. Also, my wrist. I don't know. I don't want to say it's a fracture because they didn't say it was a fracture. A sprain in a sense to my right wrist also, but in the end, I am alive, and that's all that matters. In the accident, everybody did survive, even the person who caused the accident. And so I guess I'll get into more of the details of what happened after I got out the vehicle. So obviously sitting at the light, boom, smash right into me, right? Now, thankfully, I wasn't the first point of contact. And I think that that's probably the reason why I'm not hurt extremely, but because of the person that was hit first, they actually did get really hurt. Almost the exact example of how mine is, right? Everything on the right side. So it was a young lady that was hit first, and she did get extremely injured, and they had to take her away in an ambulance.
Are you okay?
When I got out the vehicle, I can see a car on the right of me and a car on the left of my car, and then there was the person who created the accident all the way off into the grass on the median, basically off to the side of the street.
Video pictures, everything.
Man,
he had, you know, slammed into some poles and everything, but at that point, you know, it's already chaotic. You know what I mean? I go try and make sure everybody is all right. After I make sure everybody is all right, obviously, yeah, I kind of look at myself to make sure I'm good. Clearly, I was good enough to where I could make sure everybody else was all right. And once I established everybody else was all right, at that point, I started to focus on making sure that not only did the law know and my insurance company know that I wasn't obviously the cause and a factor, which is reason why I believe that everybody at any point that you get into an accident should pull out your camera. I don't care if people be like, oh, why you don't need to record this, none of that. And yes, you do. You need to record and you need to photograph every position of the vehicle, where people's vehicle got hit, even every piece of damage I did. I know Marcia had a video where she kind of talked about, I don't know if she talked about in detail what happened, but she showed some footage that I had sent her after it had happened. The guy was going, the street is about, I think it's a 55-mile-an-hour street. I don't believe nobody drive the speed limit, so he probably was going faster than that. Clearly how he destroyed 4 other cars. I approached the dude, right? After obviously after I had established everything, everybody was okay. Other than the other young lady, she was injured, but she was being tended to by a paramedic that was off duty, that just, one of them, angels that was driving by and so happened to see it. I think that at every accident or any form of like trauma that occurs, it's always a person that show up and swear to God that they just so certified to be a part of what's going on. I got this, man. I'm a doctor. I swear I'm a paramedic. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That's how dude, in the end, he did exactly what I believe everybody would have did. Basically told her just not to move and to try to calm her down as much as possible, which is the only thing I could do. At that point, I started focusing on homie that caused the accident. So everybody calling out, is you drunk? Is you drunk? I mean, pissed.
Are you okay? This caused an accident. What the fuck? Rear-ended someone behind me and they slammed into like 4 cars. Who was it?
I don't even know, man.
Where's the guy?
No, stop. You're not going to get off.
No, where's the guy? Is he drunk?
No, he's right here. It's this one in the Cadillac. Okay?
Stay there. Stay there till the ambulance comes.
Who is the guy? Who is the guy?
Stop.
Are you drunk?
Like, nah, man, I ain't drunk. And so at the time, I'm like, let me go over here since he's saying he ain't drunk, see, kind of get close to him. And so I'm talking to him. Dude, like 6'6", I ain't gonna front. So, I was already hurt. I really wanted to beat his ass, but I couldn't do it because I was hurt on the right side, on top of the fact that he was 6'6", probably a good 320. So I let him have it that day. But if I would have known homeboy ain't had insurance, I probably would have, what I'm saying? I go up to him, I ask him, like, bro, can I get your insurance information or whatever? And he like, oh man, my phone broke. And I'm like, what you mean your phone broke? He like, man, I was looking at my phone. He done told on himself off the jump. And so then he ended up telling me basically what happened is he was looking down at his phone at the same time he was driving. Why? I don't understand. I don't get me wrong. I have glanced at my phone while I drove, but at no point could I have ever, like the time that it took for her buddy to eventually look up is ridiculous. It is impossible. Like how? That's why I just assumed you had to be on it. Even if you hadn't drank, you might have been smoking something because your response time was so drastically slow, it made no sense at all. So basically what ended up happening is he said that he was looking at his phone, and when he looked up, he didn't realize that the light had turned red. But buddy, crazy wild, because we have been sitting at the light for a good minute, and that's not even trying to be like extra. I'm serious. Like I have been sitting at the light for a good minute. And so I just don't understand how he can use the excuse of, oh, I was looking down at my phone, and basically what ended up happening was is when I looked back up, I tried to veer out the way, which you could tell because he slammed into the right side of the young lady that was hurt. He hit her where he looked like he veered out tried to like basically go around her, but he couldn't make it around her, so he hit her, and when he hit her, he hit the car to the right of him because of the fact that he tried to veer out the way, and there was no way for him to veer out of the way of both cars. So he hit both cars, but the young lady that he hit initially, that he hurt, he pushed her vehicle into the back of me, and that's what basically shoved. It almost felt like somebody 700 pounds that was pure solid steel shoved me on my right side. Like, that's how it felt almost. I ain't gonna lie. If he wasn't 6'6", 400 pounds, I probably would have, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so basically it went blank. As soon as he tried to veer out the way, he smashed into her, smashed into the other car to the right of us, and then that car both of them cars got pushed into me, and basically damaged the passenger side bumper of the truck.
4 cars. 5 cars.
Are you fucking kidding me, man?
You're gonna need a tire, everything.
It hit you guys too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't get it.
And so, like I said, at the time I was talking to him, I was like, man, can I get your insurance information? He like, my phone broke, man. I would give it to you. I'm like, but you got insurance, right? And he like, yeah, I got insurance, G. I got insurance. I ain't like that. And I'm like, man, bro, what was you thinking, man? He like, bro, I don't know, bro. And so I'm like, well, can I get your name? At that point, he started feeling uncomfortable. It almost felt like he like, what you mean my name? Like, can't you just get that from the police when they come? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let you be. Because at this point, you're going to irritate my soul with you not, like, it's like you need to be responsive to this. But I know that at that point, hey, he still got into an accident too. So I go ahead and give it, I give it a break. While the police and the paramedics finally show up, oh buddy, his wife show up. So she's standing off to the side or whatever, and all of a sudden you see this Spanish dude running across the street. Like, he running across the street, and then he go to check on the Hispanic lady that he initially hit. Like, oh my God, are you okay? But he, you know, speaking in Spanish, I can't speak Spanish, y'all. So, but basically he ended up, after he spoke to her or whatever, and he was seeing the signs that, because the paramedic hadn't got a chance to get to her yet, like they were just pulling up at the same time they almost was pulling up, that basically he just snapped and started going at the dude that actually caused the accident, like, who the fuck did it? Who the did it? Who the did it? And everybody had to like grab him. It was people from, you know, obviously, you know, that was just witnesses. They started grabbing onto him or whatever and was trying to stop him from basically getting to the guy who caused the accident. I'm assuming that must have been his wife or his girlfriend or something like that. But then after that, they mother show up. Gee. She like, what you sissy randomly? She pissed.
Yeah, I'm more freaked out than my crazy.
The wife of the guy who caused the accident, she like, who the you coming at? Cause the lady act like she gonna come at him. Like she like, but almost like the daughters didn't hold her back, G. So then she had to like basically stop herself and turn around. Hey, I swear to God, I wish I had recorded it, but I missed it because I was more so focused on like just getting the lay of the land as far as how the accident ended, as far as like the placement of cars and who caused it, whatever else. But like she go to act like she about to fight the lady, but her kids didn't hold her back, dog. So at that point she stopped herself, but then the lady, or going at the man who caused the accident, but then the wife ended up turning around and was like, who that coming at? It was an accident. It was an accident. So then now they start arguing. So they done got old buddy calm, but now the mom arguing with the wife or the guy who caused the accident. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, it was a wild scene. But in the end, obviously I don't know exactly what happened with the young lady that got injured the most. I think that most of the pressure went through the initial car, and then the impact of her car hitting me, and then theirs was kind of like more so side swiped by the car, as it, you know, had already, like, I think the momentum of the actual initial impact had slowed, and then it kind of pushed into their car and caused damage. So that's the reason why I don't think they got hurt as much. And so, you know, I'm glad that nobody was, you know, obviously lost their life. And even the guy who caused the accident, come to find out after we got the police report and everything, the officer did tell me he didn't have insurance. And so at this point, I'm deciding whether or not, the truck is a very old truck. I know it look new sometimes, so a lot of people that see it, they think it's new. It's not. It's very old. It has a lot of miles. And so I'm thinking about go ahead and just trading it in instead of even just getting it fixed, because in all honesty, based on the amount of miles that's on the truck, I don't think it's really worth even keeping at this point. And had been thinking about getting a new car anyway. She held it down for a while, you know what I mean? And so I will go ahead and show y'all. So basically, they got my hand and like us, basically all this here on the side is casted by a brace or whatnot. And so, you know, I'm not sure how long I'll be, you know, wearing it, but at this point, what I'm trying to do is I have obtained an attorney, and I'm gonna go after him, even though he may not have insurance. You know, that's probably, you know, gonna be our only option for causing the accident. He didn't get arrested. I don't know if they did like actual, like, I didn't see them do no field sobriety tests or nothing like that. I think they took him for his word. He didn't really show signs of impairment, not like an alcohol impairment, but you just never know whether or not he had been smoking or something like that. But it didn't really show a lot of signs of that. And so basically, they would have to have some form of probable cause outside of the accident to be feeling like he was under the influence of a substance, and he didn't show a lot of signs of it. And so I think that that's the reason why they just took him at his word. But yeah, man, I thought I'd sit down and kind of explain what happened, what's going on. But don't get me wrong, no matter what, we're still gonna try to get this content out to you guys. And so forgive me for my slow start. You know me, it's been a minute. Only if y'all knew how many times I done restarted this video. I still ain't got it right. My partner Sean, bruh, they be on my A, bruh, because of the fact that I always stop everything, dog. Anytime somebody, hey, hold on, wait. When I'm on camera by myself, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm like a whole beginner. I be a beginner when we record regular stuff. So basically, we won't go after old buddy. I am fine. True enough, obviously, I'm thankful to be here. Even though it was a bad accident, it wasn't a bad accident as much to me. But I do believe that, you know, no matter what, because it was an accident, anything could have happened, right? And so, you know what I mean? I do believe that it kind of opened my eyes to an extent of starting to focus on what's more important in life. You know, I'm glad that, you know, obviously the girls wasn't in the car, and I'm also glad that it wasn't as that bad. But it is an eye-opener to make sure that you start focusing on things that are important to you. You know what I'm saying? Focusing on, you know, making sure that you set a foundation for your family to make sure that no matter what, if you don't have life insurance out there, y'all, man, y'all need to go get it. Because just like that, a lick of a second, I could have been gone, right? Even not at the hands of myself. I'm sitting there casually at the light, just... yeah. And that's how life can really, you know what I'm saying, show up like that, you know what I'm saying? So I suggest that you always have your ducks in a row no matter what, to make sure that you focus, or that you leave something, a legacy for you. Don't just leave debt. Cause y'all know a lot of y'all got it. Shit, I got some debt. But I think that you should make sure that no matter how young or old you are, focus on getting just, you know what I'm saying, getting everything lined up the proper way. So much more that I could say, but I think that this also made me think about how I should start focusing on, like, giving y'all a look inside my mind, right? Like a true look inside my mind and how I think. I'm a very closed person, even though we do social media or we consider content creators. I'm gonna be honest, the creative side is a lot is from Marseille. It's not necessarily from me. I'm more of just a feature in a sense, right? And so I think that starting now, y'all, I'm gonna be more active. You're gonna see more of me actually going out and recording so that y'all get to experience what life looks like from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? What views I get when we walking in the grocery store, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all you guys for your, you know what I'm saying, kind words and, blessings. High five to you. Your boy good. Let's get back to work. Content on the way, baby.